Hello everybody, this is Marc from Chateau de Rosieres. Today is a very exciting day because we have big machinery coming. We are going to clear a plot of land in order to plant some vineyards next spring, and we have a big digger coming. So I'm going to meet the driver on the road so we can unload it. This is the back road behind the chateau, and the driver is going to unload the digger on this road and go through the forest to access the terraces. So I need to help him regulate the traffic while he unloads. Back in the 9th century, the monks used to grow vines down the bottom of the valley where the chateau is located, which means that it's probably a very good terroir for growing vines. It's south-facing with a really good sunshine all year round and quite sheltered from the northern wind, which means that it keeps quite cool. It has basically everything to make a really good wine. When we first arrived on the estate, I had no idea of how the land had been used in the past, and I used the tools I found online to try and find out where the crops used to be. And I found two major things: the Napoleonic map dating back from 1836 that indicates the position of all the dry stone walls, and some aerial photographs from the 1960s. Before the land was forested, where we see the agricultural terraces. We can even see on which terraces there were vines or orchards or different types of crops. This is the Napoleonic map from 1836. The chateau is located here, and the ridge is basically like this. And I've managed to locate the dry stone walls of this terrace, which was already here in the 19th century. It has been changed. There are some more terraces that were added since then, and the wedge-shaped wall here has disappeared. These are the same terraces as they were in the 1960s. And we see that all the east wall is still there. And the thing that changed is the other wall. And there were two more terraces that are actually still here. And what's really interesting is that we can see on these aerial pictures that there are very thin lines, which were actually vineyards. So this is the plot I've decided to start clearing. These are the terraces we are going to clear. So as you can see, they are really overgrown with acacias. We cleared them last year, but there are still some big stumps left, and they have made a lot of offshoots that are really spiky, and our digger is too small to be able to do it ourselves. And the good thing is that it's starting to rain a little bit, so it means it won't set fire to the mountain, because that's one of the big hazards when you shred with a big shredder like this. years ago, we cleared all the forest and the shrub from these terraces, but everything grew back because there were really strong stumps of acacias. So the digger driver did a first pass with the shredder where he shredded all the new growth, and then he did a second pass with the bucket, and in order to dig all the stumps out of the ground. And now he's piling them into big piles on each terrace, so that we can get rid of them in the future. So what I'm gonna do is wait for a couple of months for the rain to wash the dirt off, and probably sometime in the winter I'll set fire to the big piles of stumps. The problem about acacia roots is that they are very long and stringy, and the tree can grow back from a piece of root, which means that in order to be able to plant, we need to make sure we've actually removed everything. So the digger is digging everything out of the ground and shaking it a little bit, and then raking all the pieces of roots in order to leave as few as possible. But even doing that, it's quite likely that there will be some new acacia growth in the spring, and I'll probably need to do a second pass with the little digger in order to remove what's left. Also, I will probably sow some green manure quite soon, because first it enriches the soil, but also it competes with the acacia, because acacia really don't like competition for light. And so if I can put something with the broad leaves that will take the light out of the ground, it will prevent the acacias from growing back. What is really nice now all the overgrowth has been cleared is that we can actually see what the soil is like. And it looks very sandy, quite draining, which is really perfect for growing vines. There are very few stones because people in the past used to remove the stones in order to build the terraces. It looks like very easy soil to cultivate. And I'm sure that after planting green manure, the texture will be perfect, and it will be completely ready to plant as if nothing had happened on it. This is the pile of stumps from the first two terraces. It's nearly 4 meters high, so it's going to take a while to burn. I'll need to shake all the dirt off it with the small digger before I'm able to set fire. And what will be important at that point is to start a good fire with a lot of embers. So I'll probably use a lot of dry wood, and then I will make the pile collapse over it, and it will probably burn very slowly for probably over a week. The walls of the terraces are mostly in reasonable condition, but a few bits have collapsed. So these will be quite easy to patch. But sadly, at the top, the sides completely fell down, and that's going to be a lot more work. So I think we will just fix in the before we plant. We will just fix the little bits that can be repaired easily, And as time goes, we will do some bigger work to repair the ones that have completely collapsed. What I really like when we do some clearing around the chateau is that we always find some very interesting things. And in this wall, there are these two stones that have been carved. They have very clear edges, and they look like they were part of a door side, maybe, or something like this. And I will probably take them out and rebuild the wall without them, but use them for another project, because they have been, they have hand carvings, and it looks like they have very interesting shapes. The good thing about having a massive digger at home is that we can do work we wouldn't do otherwise. And I had noticed before we cleared that there were a few really nice old hawthorn trees, and I asked the driver to save them and to transplant them along the terraces, because they are really nice trees. They provide fruits for the birds, and they're just really pretty. And so he dug them out with all the roots, the root ball with his massive digger, and transplanted them on the side of the terrace, and it just took him minutes to do that. So that was I was able to save these really pretty trees, and we'll have them alongside the vines in the future. I'm very excited because Anthony, the digger driver, offered me to try driving the big digger. So this is almost 10 times bigger than my digger. This one is 28 ton, mine is 3.4 ton. So I've never driven such a big engine, and I'm really, really happy. That was really good fun. It's actually a lot more nervous than I think. It's incredibly powerful. I was expecting it to be much more steady, but actually it's really, really punchy and really, really fun to drive.
Wow! Oh my goodness. Looks like there's been a tornado through there or something. the biggest bonfire pile I've ever seen. So I haven't been up here with Marc during this work because I've had a horrible cold and frankly couldn't face walking up the hill. And what's striking me is how big the terraces are. I mean, when they were covered in bush and scrub, you just couldn't see that. So yeah, we're going to be able to grow a decent amount of wine up here. Apparently Clement and I are going to drive it now. Okay, don't touch anything though, you know? Don't touch anything. Stand there. Let me get a hold. No, let go of my hand. I'm alright, I've got you. Can you hear him? He's like, don't break cabin, digger. That down.
Down, yeah.
Okay. What was that? That was a bit stressful because it was right in front of everybody and I was told not to break the cab because we'd be owing millions of euros. But it was really good fun. I really want one of my own. Lifelong aim, one of my dreams was always to drive a digger, and I was able to do that at a friend's farm and then with our digger, and so I adjusted my lifelong aim to driving a massive digger, and I've just fulfilled it. And so, it was great, but I'd rather you hadn't been watching me because I was really self-conscious. What did you think of my amazing effort?
Incredible. I was really impressed.
Was I a good digger driver, Clement?
Yeah.
So what's your next aim?
An
even bigger digger.
Maybe a concrete mixer. No, one of those logging trucks. I don't think I'm ever going to get one of them, am I?
Logging truck.
Or an abattoirs.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm really impressed by what's been done here. We've been trying to clear these terraces for years. You do like tractors. But Marc's been doing it with our digger, which now looks tiny in comparison. And we can never get quite deep enough for the roots. So it's amazing what he's done. Feels like we can actually move forward.
Yep.
Have we got the planting rights for this yet?
Yep.
So we can actually start to plant?
We still need to work the ground a little bit more.
Yeah.
And burn the piles of stumps.
I've never seen such a big pile. When are we allowed to burn again?
Hopefully from November.
Okay. Because of all the wildfires around here, they have controlled burn times of year.
Yeah, and there's not much we can do apart from burning with these this pile of stumps.
What time of year can we plant the vines?
In the spring. It's in March or something like that. What I'd like to do now is rake the rest of the roots because there's still some a few, so we'll do it with a little a mini plow.
Yeah.
And then I'd like to spread some manure on and incorporate it.
Great. We need to make friends with someone with a horse.
Or I'm sure we can find goat manure from somebody in the valley.
Ciao.
Some cows, yeah, awesome cows. Okay, baby. We really hope you've enjoyed what you've seen today. If so, please like the video. And if you'd like to follow this project and all of our huge projects in the coach house and the chateau and the grounds and the estate, then do subscribe to our channel, please. And don't forget to click the little bell sign that tells you when our videos come out, the notifications one. We also have Patreon for just €2 a month, or I think about €20 a year, where we give an extra video 3 or 4 times a month about behind the scenes stuff. Otherwise, thank you ever so much for watching.
Thank you.